let's talk about a very special Venture Brothers episode, a finale episode, the finale of Season 1. Probably the best episode of Season 1. It's a goddamn masterpiece. There are some bits that are a little bit slow, but the episode starts with us watching the X1 as a cool recording plays of a massacre. Well, not a massacre, but an attack at a Rocky show.
911.
Please, Rocky is killing people! It's Rocky!
Sir, calm down. Now, where are you?
It's a big movie theater on Main! Oh my god, Rocky has a knife!
You're watching...
Rocky 4, Rocky 3 with the robot, Rocky 5, Rocky in space?
Rocky? Rocky what? Rocky 4 with Ivan Drago?
Horror!
Was that Rocky Balboa? There are lots of Rocky... There are like 8 Rocky films? But it's none of those. It's the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And we see the boys, Brock and Doc, departing from the X1. Having solved whatever mystery was about at the haunted cinema.
These shoes are wreaking havoc.
The Cineplex was old man can't figure out is why he did it.
And Dean explains that it was just the creepy owner in a rubber mask. But Doc seems to be in some sort of mysterious pain.
Doc, you okay? What the hell is that?
And Brock makes the executive decision to take him to a hospital. Because he seems pregnant. He's got a large, inflated stomach area. And Dean and Hank definitely think so.
Get back on the X1. We're taking you to a hospital.
This is serious.
Can see that again. Dad's becoming a real fatty.
No, Hank. I think Pop is pregnant.
So they shoot off in the X1 to hospital.
Medic!
What's this? Another one.
While the Monarch. Now in jail from the trial, the Monarch has got his two most trusted henchmen, 21 and 24, together.
Destroy the giant cocoon headquarters.
Not yet.
You sent the charred remains of Wonder Boy to his beloved Captain Sunshine.
Yes.
To plan his revenge while he is trapped inside the big house. Simple things at first. The Monarch starts simple, but his tasks get more and more complicated. He wants the henchmen to blow up the cocoon.
Rewound and return the director's cut of Whacking Girl.
We tried, but...
Unleash the herpes-smeared sex bots upon the traitorous members of the guild.
Yeah.
To send the charred remains of Wonder Boy to Captain Sunshine. To use the herpes robots to infect the members of the guild. Which they say they've done, which concerns me.
Filled Phantom Limb's garage with clingy, static-charged styrofoam packing peanuts.
No.
Sent apology letters to each of my sponsored Ugandan foster children.
Check!
And write letters to his Ugandan foster children, because somehow the Monarch is a good guy at heart. And kill the Venture Boy.
Have you killed the Venture Brothers?
Who are in hospital watching their father get taken to a maternity ward.
With him. I go where he goes.
Oh, you must be his partner.
When Brock decides they should probably go stay with Dr. O, because they don't know how long it's going to take for Doc to give birth.
Dr. Orpheus is going to look after you.
Who wants pizza rolls?
Obviously, he's not really giving birth, he's just having a tumor removed. The boys head to Dr. O, who gives them pizza rolls and informs them that Triana will be back later, because obviously Dean's got questions about Triana.
She coming home tonight?
Wouldn't you like to know?
She's attending an electronic music recital.
But she's at an electronic music concert, and she'll be back smelling her clothes, because she's a badass emo goth chick. Words.
She will be arriving home near midnight, I suspect, smelling mysteriously of cloves.
Orpheus sings a sweet song about the sweet prince's adventure.
Good night, you princes of venture, you kings of sleepovers.
As Rusty has his tumor removed.
The good news is the operation was a success.
But it's gone missing. Maybe it is a little child.
No, Dr. Venture. The tumor was benign. It's just that, well, we cannot find it.
Obviously, it's JJ, and he has stolen the X1 as we see it depart in the background.
I don't know. When I finished sewing you up, I turned around and it was just gone.
Doc talks about how he's going to sue the hospital for incompetence, which I imagine gets him nowhere, because I don't know if Doc knows what I don't know if Doc knows what the law is, how the law works, or how to sue people.
Oh, wait. I'm a doctor. I can give myself one. You suck, and I'm leaving. One stern little letter from Dr. Thaddeus S. Venture, I can assure you.
But Hank starts to convince his brother that it's time for them to make their own way. If their father now has another son, he'll be the favourite, and they need to head off on their own.
Well, I, for one, ain't gonna stick around to find out. I'm out of here. I'm not gonna play second banana fiddle to some stupid old baby.
Dean's almost convinced to say, but Hank reminds him that he cannot date Triana if they're living with Dr. Orpheus because they'll be brother and sister and have extra retard babies.
If we stay here, that means that we'll be Dr. Orpheus's kids. And that means Triana will be your sister. And that means you two will have extra retard babies.
Triana then informs her father when she returns that the boys have run off.
Is there something else you forgot to tell Daddy?
They ran away. They said they were going to the city to become famous lion tamers.
Dr. O promises to be their guardian angel and dons his blue windbreaker to save their lives.
I will be their shadow, nay, their unseen guardian angel, Blue Windbreaker!
Hank and Dean head off on their own, coming across spooky mansions and haunted castles.
haunted mansion?
So what?
But committed to their new lifestyle, do not go in. They are now team brothers.
Screw that junky old mansion! Boy, the world better watch out for us, because we're on the fast road to Nowtown! Go, team!
Guys?
Brothers?
And are better than their old life of boy adventuring. Brock takes Rusty back to the compound without the use of the X1.
He's out in India. The medical schools over there are like Apex Tech.
And starts to look after him. Makes him soup, he fluffs his pillow, and he's doing all of the important jobs a bodyguard normally does.
And bring up the big TV. Oh, and could you fluff up the husband?
There you go. Here's the clicker, here's Helper's remote. I'm gonna go downstairs, make you some soup.
But as Brock goes to turn on the oven, it's missing!
And some applesauce, ginger ale, a couple more blankets, the New York...
And as Brock investigates, he is struck from behind, his wig falls off.
Look, there's someone in the compound.
Yeah, what about the big TV?
And it's like a proper horror movie, watching our badass bodyguard taken out from behind in a single blow by some mysterious intruder. But back out on the road, the boys have stopped at a diner. They're ordering pancakes and steak.
And you?
And the gentlemen will be having the lamb dinner, and a side of whatever disco fries are.
And Dr. O is buying tiny figurines.
I made the purchase of this homeboy figurine from the vending machines in your sitting room.
Grape juice? Grape flavored juice? I don't understand what grape juice is. Americans?
Mr. Pibb! Tell me you have Mr. Pibb! Grape.
Is it not wine? And we see these two waitresses, an older and a younger one. I wonder if they are supposed to be the Fictals. We see them later in the show. They both wear similar outfits, but maybe these are the original designs. Maybe it hadn't been thought out that far. And we also see a collection of rednecks who look like they can start trouble with Hank and Dean.
Hey, check that Yoko with long hair.
Oh, I think she's cute.
But before that happens, Rusty is greeted with a vision of his father, telling him there is another venture.
There is another venture.
Why are you talking like Yoda?
Very Star Wars as he goes all Yoda in Mummy's special place. But he is rudely awoken as JJ in a new robotic body steps on his chest.
Hello, Rusty.
Who the hell are you?
And tells him he is getting revenge for something done 45 years ago.
43 years ago, you tried to kill me.
43 years ago, I wasn't even...
We then see the rednecks pick a fight with Dr. Orpheus.
Why don't you get a haircut?
You hear me, boy? Are you deaf, or are you just a faggot? May I suggest...
Asking him what pantyhose he wears, and dropping an F-bomb.
You're wearing pantyhose.
What?
He is. Because he's a gay boy.
Not the F-bomb, but the one that Americans use for slur for gay people. Which I don't think I can put on YouTube because it flags up more than the F word, the actual F word.
To a world of arcane tortures!
But Dr. O quickly finishes them with a blast of his magic. He turns them into the tiny homeboy doll.
Check, please.
Forever trapping their souls in eternal torment, because that's what you do to homophobes. They can go get fucked. Rusty tries to escape from his tumor half-brother, his tumor brother, as he is chased through the compound by JJ's robotic murder machine. The boys back on the road are pulled over by a cop for not going fast enough.
Know that you were doing 15 on a 65-mile-per-hour highway?
We did not, officer, but if you call our father, he should be able to clear all this up.
And then are brought in to a super max prison to get the talk on super science after caught on their supersonic hoverbikes.
We don't have a father anymore.
All right, what's going on here? And what are those?
Hover bikes?
We're dabbling in super science, huh? All right, you two. I know just the place for boys like you.
Rusty and JJ's battle continues, Rusty barely escaping each blow with his life.
Who else? I'm your brother, Rusty. Your twin brother. That's impossible! I don't have it! You sucker punched me in the womb.
JJ informing him what a mess and awful situation his body is in. The alcohol, the drugs, and the general lack of care have really done a number on Rusty. And he then blames JJ for all his problems.
You jury-rigged my body. That's why I have all these blackouts. I thought it was the pills. Your body's a mess. It's become absolutely uninhabitable.
We then get probably my favourite moment from season 1.
You're here because you done f***ed up too many times.
The Monarch's speech.
You think you're hot in a champagne glass, but you're really cold diarrhea in a Dixie cup.
Explaining to the boys that they are in fact not hot shit in a champagne glass, but cold diarrhea in a Dixie cup.
And if you keep up like you've been doing, this is where you're headed. That's funny to you, right?
But this is prison, and they are going to be bitches.
Think this is gay, huh? Is that what you f***ing said, you scrawny piece of shit? Oh, this isn't gay. But King Gorilla over there is, and I bet he just can't wait to snap off a piece of your dick in his...
The Monarch sells Dean for a single cigarette. Because
property! And when I'm tired of having sex with every hole God drilled in your slender frame, King Gorilla, you got a cigarette? There. I just sold you for a cigarette.
That's what you do in prison. You make people your bitches. Or at least that's what the Monarch does. And he seems to have prison pretty figured out. He wasn't in for too long. He made friends. And he escaped. As we'll find out in the next episode.
You're Dean f***ing Venture! King, I gotta buy my bitch back. Here's your cigarette.
Fuck you, give me $1.
Whilst Rusty is being held at his brother's mercy, Brock wakes up. And tied to the front of his car... he needs his most valuable ally, Helper, to take control. And Brock teaches Helper how to drive stick.
You can fly the X1, but you don't know how to drive stick? That's great. Now punch it. I'll navigate.
Because he can fly supersonic jets, but manual car, a little bit more difficult. The Monarch explains to the boys that this isn't the life they want.
What are you boys doing in the big house?
Well, our dad had a baby, so we ran away.
They aren't supervillains. They aren't made for prisons. They are meant to do boy adventure things. And
this place is full of f***ing animals. I don't mean King Gorilla, Hank.
He wills them on that path because the Monarch is a traditionalist.
I mean, this place will chew you up and spit you out. No, I'm not talking about Mecha Mouth, Hank.
Believes villains are villains, heroes are heroes, and boy adventurers are boy adventurers.
And go the hell home!
Hank Venture, what is wrong with you?
Hank kills a few baby angels with his foul language.
You're changing into an extra bad person. Do you even know how many baby angels you just killed by saying that?
Oh my glory! You're right!
Before Rusty is put at gunpoint by JJ.
You? No. But I did. You see? I was meant to be the son of the late, great Jonas Venture.
Whatever device whatever device JJ is holding, was an old rusty invention that is now programmed to work correctly. It seems like it's all over.
I'm superior to you in every way. Every way? Check the mirror. You look like a talking fist sticking out of an oven.
But we get one of Brock's most epic moments in the show, probably the most epic one in season 1, as he flies through the compound window. Adrian is on fire, driven by a helper. He throws Doc out of the way of danger, dodges bullets being shot by JJ before crashing the car straight into his center. He risks his life for Rusty, and we see a single drop of water fall from a rose. There's a sense of sort of poeticness to the final moments of that scene. But in the final moments, as Brock goes to crush JJ's head,
Wait! Don't!
Rusty spares him, Brock calling him a little bit gay.
My body, so you'd be, violating your primary...
Yeah, I get it, Doc.
His hair now burnt off in a short, no longer Brock Sampson mullet. And Brock explains exactly what's going on, this sort of twin brother tumor situation. And he's sort of depressed by the whole thing. But
It's Doc's deformed twin brother he absorbed in the womb who's come back for revenge, but now they made up, so...
Okay.
But him and Rusty now need to pick up the boys from jail. Rusty offers his brother a place on Dean's back, like Master Blaster.
You want Dean? You can have Dean! He could carry you on his back, like Master Blaster.
But it never happens. Because in our final moments, one of the most epic things from any season finale I've ever seen, especially a season 1 finale, Henchman 21 talks about how he wants to grow out a ponytail.
Boom, boy. But be careful, that houses the souls of two foul-mouthed rednecks.
I'm growing a ponytail.
Before leaning out of the car window, seeing the Venture Boys, and instead of asking them where the nearest hairdresser is,
Get a haircut!
And ammo for this.
You're on the sticks!
he accidentally fires his dart gun, killing the Venture Boys. And that's how the goddamn season ends.
Yes, I can't
The Venture Boys are dead at the end of season 1. How insane is that for a finale? And in our after credits scene, Doc says to get their clothes, because why would Doc be freaking out at this? He knows more than we do.
Alright, get their clothes.
As I'll talk about next time, because it's season 2. We did season 1. I did a whole thing. I'm really impressed with myself. Okay, next time, peace.